Hello Darts Nuts, welcome to Darts Review channel. So this is the last set from my preview that I did a few weeks ago, and these are the Alien Darts Sentinel Evolved Phase 2. I've already did the review of the Phase 1. Now it's a similar kind of a shape to the Phase 1, that kind of ball and taper style, but these are a little bit heavier. These are 22 gram. And the shape of the ball on these is slightly different, and also they've got more grip on this particular version. There's more machining on this one. So these ones are a little bit more expensive than the Phase 1. The Phase 1 were $48.95 and these are $54.95. I've not actually thrown this particular version of it yet. I have played with the sample set, which was a little bit different on the Ray. That was the same as what it was on the Phase 1. But I managed to get a 180 with the rear grip on the sample ones, so that was nice. And that was what the original idea was of the first Sentinels, to try and give me the feeling of throwing a dart like a front gripper but throwing it from the rear. Kind of a bit complicated to explain, but that was why I put the ball shape at the front on the original ones, and that was kind of more front heavy that way. This is a little bit more balanced out. And I think a lot of people who have tried them said it's a really nicely balanced dart. But like I mentioned before, if you're not into short barrels, it may not be for you, but it's always worth trying a short barrel dart if you've never tried one. And this one might surprise some people because of the way the balance is with the ball shape and the way the bits are cut out. Although it's 22 gram, I think people who like a 23 and maybe even some who like a 24 might still get on with them. But it's the problem of not being able to try them, and there's not a lot I can do about that. So, what did I get? Oh, treble 18, single 20, single 5. Not bad. Let's check them out. So as I mentioned, they're only in one weight, 22 gram, the 90% tungsten, there is no soft tip, and the retail for £54.95. So once again, they come in the tin packaging that I got made originally, and inside the barrels are in a little point holder. Now the tins only hold the barrels, but I will be supplying some Alien Darts stems in between size, nylon in the best colour, green, and some Alien Darts standard shape flights. Right, so once again the mic had gone funny when I'd done all the recordings of a lot of my videos, so I'm doing this post editing, so I can't remember what I said at the time, but as you can see the dart's fitted with a black coated point, and it's the same kind of ball and taper style shape as the Phase 1. Got the tapered front there, and then the ball section with the kind of like V-shaped grooves either side. The ball on this particular one is a little bit more prominent, it's a bit thicker, wider I should say, and as you can see it's got that kind of like notched oval shaped grip on it, and again got the gold tie coating on it. And the Phase 1 was smooth without any gold tie coating on it. This one's got the gold tie coating in the notches, and then on the rear grip you've got this kind of similar kind of oval notch but a more finer version and staggered, so you get some traction on the rear grip as well. But it's a short dart, so obviously it's not going to be for everyone, but it just feels really nice in the fingers and a little bit unusual on the ball shape, but you kind of get used to it after a while. So there you go, we'll have a super close look at it now. So you've got the tapered nose there, which has got the Alien Darts logo on, so obviously that's smooth as you can see, but the gold tie adds kind of a little bit of traction as well. And then the ball section has got these staggered oval notches cut through it, so you kind of get like a honeycomb effect there. And they've also got the gold tie with the natural tungsten contrasting around the edges, and then either side you've got the wide kind of V-shaped grooves, so you get some grippiness from them as well, and also adds a nice contrast to the gold. And on the rear section again it's kind of like a staggered oval notched section. I haven't really thought of a name for these, honeycomb grip maybe but I do like the way the light plays on that. So again that's tapering towards the end of the barrel, but just a little bit more grippy than the phase 1 version, but it's not a massive amount of grip. It's just like a pleasant feel, and it just gives the dart a unique look, I think. So there you go, that's the super close look at the Sentinel Evolved Phase 2 darts. The dart's fitted with a black coated 29mm point. You've got a tapered front with the Alien Darts logo and the gold tie coating, that's 9.5mm, and then you've got a tapered inverse groove, that's 1.5mm, the ball, which is 7mm wide, but it's thicker on this one at 9mm, and then you've got another V-shaped groove, 2.5mm, then the tapered race section, 16.5mm, length 37mm, widest 9mm. $22.10 grams, 22.09 grams, and 22.11 grams. Full setup, 23.89 grams. So here's the balance with barrel only. Because the ball is wider than the rest of the barrel, kind of awkward, but this is the balance with the full setup. So as with the phase 1, the ball section is the grippiest part, and it's because of the grooves either side, but also because of the grip that's machined onto the sphere, so probably 7 at most. Let's give them a throw and see how they go. I'll do the same as I did on the phase 1 review. I'll hold it in the first groove, but this particular one, the groove is a little bit narrower. I think the ball shape's a little bit thicker. So my thumb isn't sitting into it as much as it did on the phase 1. But I think on the phase 1 it felt like I could push against that taper a little bit more because my thumb was sitting into it better. Oh, I've had 2 trebles from there, so what do I know? But my throw isn't right. I just can't get, when I'm holding up to there, it's basically, I'm almost pointing at the 9s, I think. But when I try and square it up, that's when I start getting the pain. And I think subconsciously I'm trying not to do it, so that's why my throw is all over the place. But yeah, it's quite nice throwing it from there, and the darts again fly through the air rather nice and smooth. But like I said before, I think that's partly down to the fact it's only a short barrel anyway. So I'll try it fully on the ball shape. Now obviously this one's got grip on the ball shape, and I think the shape of the ball is a little bit more pronounced in its own right, but I think it's also a little bit thicker as well, so you do feel it a little bit more. And it may seem a bit strange when you first like hold it, but you soon get used to it. And the grip, I would say, is not massively grippy, but it just gives you a good bit of like extra traction, I think. So if you do need grip, then maybe you're better off with this version. Oh, at least they were close. Fairly close anyway. I'm getting a lot of 1s now. Normally it's the 5s. Last throw from the ball grip. Oh, them last 2 went through the air. Rather nice. So I'll try around the second groove now, so I'm still getting some of that ball shape, but now I think the difference between these and the phase one is I can feel as if I've got the ball shape to push against more with this particular one. Oh, treble one champion. But like I mentioned before, the sample set are the same as these, except for the rear grip. I don't know if you can see that. Everything else is the same, and the sample set is how I was playing before, from that kind of like second groove, and I was playing around the board on doubles a lot, and I think I've done the best I'd ever done at the time on doubles. I was hitting 3 or 4 in a row quite a few times, and I think it was just the way I was getting that little bit of the shape of the ball to push against, and it was just setting up my fingers in the right spot, I think. But everything's gone to pot now, so it doesn't work as good. But yeah, I still think I like that spot on the dart though. I've noticed, like, just looking at the dart flying through the air, most of them were flying a bit straighter. So I'll try it fully on the rear grip, but I've not actually tried this particular one yet from the rear grip, so this is my first time throwing it. When Mark was here from Love Darts, I can't remember if he was throwing these from the rear grip, but he was like really throwing them nice, and they were just flying through the air really nicely for him, and he was getting quite a lot of trebles with them, and he was quite impressed with the balance. And I'm almost certain he was throwing them from the rear grip. I can't quite remember now. But again, it's not super grippy there, but it just has a nice bit of traction. Oh, them two went through the air nice. Oh, well, I'm going to leave it there because I just can't get my throw right in any case. But don't matter where I'm throwing them from, they're actually going through the air nice. But I think there's numerous places where you could throw them from, but in terms of the grip, the ball section and the rear section is the two like grippy parts. But like I said before, it's not massively grippy. I think the phase one kind of suit me better on the first groove. And I still like the little bit behind the ball shape in that groove on these ones. I don't know, it just has that nice feel. I just think my fingers kind of sit on it nicely. But even when I'm fully on the ball shape, it takes a little bit while to get the feel of it. But once you do, you get into a nice groove with them, and then you just kind of get used to the balance, and it just flies really nice. But that's mainly down to the fact that it is a short dart anyway, so if you like a short barrel, then I would definitely say it's definitely one that you should consider trying. I know obviously I'm biased because I'm the one selling them, but I think it might surprise you how nice they are. So I'll leave the description, the link in the description where you can buy them. I'll leave you the gallery so you can have a better look at them. And these are just a little bit more pricey at £54.95, but with all that extra machining, I think it's worth it really. And also, I've still got quite a few shirts to sell, so get the shirts bought. Come on, you know green's the best colour. So I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.